Governor, welcome back to New Hampshire. Tell us how the campaign's going today.
Well, it's just great being out. Went to a business incubator not too far away, and that was really interesting getting to visit with everybody that was there. And you know, the Dow did drop 520 points today, so I think at the top of everybody's mind right now is really, where is this economy going to end up? And it's going to end up failed. It's going to end up collapsed unless we fix what's wrong.
One of the arguments for raising the debt ceiling was that Wall Street needed that sign of assurance that the U.S. wouldn't default, but it hasn't reacted very well to this week's deal.
Well, so looking at the notion of certainty, what politicians could have done is created a certain environment that spending was going to be cut, when the reality was just the opposite, and I think Wall Street is reflecting that.
You've been talking to business owners today about the fair tax. Why do you think that consumption is a better way to raise revenue than income?
Well, two things with the fair tax. One is that it's fair, that it's going to affect everybody equally, that there's going to be no more loopholes, no more this person or that person or this group doesn't pay taxes. Everybody will end up paying taxes. And it's simple, doing away with the IRS. No more IRS. Wow.
What do you think is the solution to a long-term balanced budget and paying down the $14 trillion and climbing national debt?
Well, the solution, period, is stop printing money. The solution is cutting government spending by 43%. That's in today's dollars.
Turning a little to campaign strategy, a lot of your rivals are in Iowa, concentrating on next week's straw poll. You're here campaigning in New Hampshire. What's behind that decision?
Well, Iowa, it's a $35,000 deal just to have a booth at Ames, and then there's the barbecue that goes along with that. It's not quite as expensive here in New Hampshire, and I am putting my chips on the table here in New Hampshire.
How do you see the field shaping up? There may or may not be. Is there time for new candidates to get in?
Oh, sure. There's plenty of time. I mean, we're talking about February 15th, but I think New Hampshireites, for example, I think they measure the field, and the longer you wait, the less credit you're going to get.
You've made several trips, well over a dozen that I can remember, here to New Hampshire. What have you learned about New Hampshire voters and how they welcome presidential candidates?
Well, that they're the best, that they are the best, that they really are serious about their politics. And so from a political standpoint, this is the best political environment that you could exist in, where everybody wants to cuss and discuss issues of the day.
Now, you're not just saying that. You don't go to Michigan and say they're the best, and South Carolina and say they're the best.
No, and as a matter of fact, Michigan is the worst, and that may be due to the economy, and I don't mean maybe. I think that is the case. But no, I'll give you a fair assessment of every one of them.
All right, Governor, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.